councillors in the city of Tshwane are set to elect a new mayor today. This follows a dramatic exit by Randall Williams, who submitted 2 resignation letters earlier this month. Now, the multi-party coalition has chosen the Democratic Alliance's Cilliers Brink as its candidate, while the opposition has not declared its preference. Let's talk now to Mbali Thethani. She is our reporter following this particular story. Mbali, good morning to you. So, a special sitting set for today to elect the new mayor of the capital city of South Africa, Pretoria. Talk to us about what the expectations are, particularly around the other side not presenting a candidate. Have they not presented a candidate, or is it because they're holding that name before they make the big reveal?
That's certainly right, Kuli. Of course, we are expecting councillors here in the city of Tshwane to at least start and begin the process of voting in a new mayor. You'd remember that there has been some sort of drama in this specific municipality, and that follows the resignation of Randall Williams. You'd remember that he first presented on the 14th of February his resignation letter saying that he will be resigning with immediate effect, and then later of course, changed the dates around his resignation, saying that today would be his last day on the 28th. But we now know, after legal opinion was sought, of course, so we then saw the speaker in the city of Tshwane saying that legally they'll have to recognize the first resignation letter of Randall Williams. So that's why we are here today. And of course, so we now know that councillors today are expected to vote in that new mayor. But it will be a tricky one. You would know that this municipality has been led by the DA through a coalition government. You would know that, of course, when you look at the numbers, it's at least 214 councillors represented here through various political parties. But at the same time, one would say that it is indeed a government here under the DA that, of course, does have more numbers than the ANC and the likes of the EFF on the opposition benches. And you would know that when you're looking at these numbers, the coalition government does have 108 members who are expected to vote with the DA and to vote for its candidate, Cilliers Brink. But on the other hand, the opposition has 105 members. And you'd also remember that COPE has now been chucked out of that coalition, and that would bring, should COPE join the likes of the ANC and the EFF on the opposition, it would bring up their numbers to 106. So a lot of work still needs to be done to try and persuade those on the other side. And the only people, or rather the only parties that can be persuaded, Koli, is the IFP that sits here with 1 seat in the coalition, as well as the ACDP. And you would know that in recent months, or in recent days, that the EFF as well as the IFP have not been seeing eye to eye. And you would know that they have a very strong, when it comes to the IFP, they've got a very strong relationship with the DA, especially in other municipalities. So it will be very tricky to see if whether the ANC and the EFF will be able to sway some of those in the coalition in their favor. Of course, we are expecting that voting process to be conducted from around 10 o'clock this morning. But you know how it is here in municipalities, that it often gets delayed, because you'd know that negotiations still continue even while we are seeing, a council being in session. We are expecting it to be a secret ballot that will then be conducted in the House. And the candidate we now know so far is Cilliers Brink from the DA. And of course, when it comes to the opposition, they have not been keen in terms of confirming who their preference is. But because we know that there is a motion of no confidence against the Speaker of the House, who comes from cope, Xoli, we also now know that because of that motion of no confidence, one would say the murmurs we keep on hearing is that the opposition plans to then present Moruna Makwarela as their candidate for the position of mayor in Tshwane.
Very interesting indeed. Mbali, Thethani, thank you very much. We shall watch that story as it unfolds.